Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It is Christmas Eve, but it will not feel like it. High temperatures for most of us today in the 70s, but some pretty drastic drops in the temperatures between now and New Year's Eve. We'll walk you through both of them coming up.
And we're following that Wake County shooting as 3 people were seriously hurt in Raleigh. What we've learned from investigators and the answers we are still trying to get.
Plus, busy holiday travel, giving you a live look at RDU International and what you need to know as you take to the sky or hit the road to your holiday destination.
And food banks in need. The holiday season means a spike in demand here locally. How they're dealing with the increase of people as we end the year. Oh, a lot is going on right now. We're obviously going to tell you a little bit more about if you're the procrastinators out there, you want to know what's open today. Don't worry, we'll get right into that. We want to first say thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Destiny Patterson. Thanks for being with us. Of course, Chris has on the red. I have on the green because we're expecting a green Christmas this year. That's
Nice.
right, Chris?
Nicely done. Yes, very green Christmas this time around. Very warm. Temperature in Durham and Raleigh at 45. Rocky Mount's at 51 degrees. And as we head into the afternoon, check it out. 72 is the forecast high for Raleigh. The record is 77. So going to be a little bit breezy at times as well, but nothing we can't handle. Let's take you into the overnight hours, and things will be nice and quiet for Santa Claus and his team of reindeer. Here's 7 o'clock in the morning. Heaviest rain is going to be up toward Virginia, but we'll see some showers north and east of the triangle. Just like yesterday, pretty quick hitting, not going to be an all-day thing. By 11 o'clock in the morning, that band of rain is going to be toward the Outer Banks, and then we're mostly dry and very warm heading into the afternoon. But temperatures on Christmas Day, it's going to be a slow climb. Again, just like yesterday, but once we break through some of the clouds and the rain, looking at high temperatures near 70 degrees.
In terms of traffic, we want to show you live right now, I-87 at Lizard Lick Road. You'll see a lot more cars are beginning to get out there, folks. This is what we're talking about. People are going to start going out there, and if you are going to be traveling on the road or headed to the airport, this is what you can expect, and it's going to get busier as the morning progresses. But while you are driving during your morning commute, you don't have to stop listening to WRAL. Just keep us tuned in all morning long, 101.5 HD3.
3 people are seriously hurt after a shooting in Wake County. Deputies were called to Moonglow Drive near Pool Road just before 8 last night. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows deputies at a mobile home with crime scene tape around it. Deputies say they found a man and a woman who were shot. Both were taken to the hospital. A second man went to the hospital in a private vehicle. Now we're working to learn more about what led up to that shooting.
All right, we've been talking about it all morning long. As I mentioned, another busy day for travel, especially at RDU where you are looking live right now. So many people have been there already, and the line that you're seeing at TSA right there, it's actually shorter than it was an hour or so ago, but we suspect it will get a lot busier as people begin traveling for the holiday. In fact, TSA predicts more than 44 million people will fly this holiday season. Returning home after Christmas may be more difficult than traveling right now, in fact. The heaviest travel day last year was on December 28th with nearly 3 million travelers.
I can say that the focus around the country really is staffing, being fully staffed and ready for the travel volumes, and then trying to get passengers through the checkpoint as efficiently as possible within our wait time standards.
If you're bringing a gift home, it's recommended you leave it unwrapped or have it in a gift bag. Otherwise, a TSA agent might need to tear away the wrapping paper to ensure it's safe to fly.
We just checked FlightAware here in the WRAL Live Center within the past 5 minutes. It looks like there's no cancellations or delays at RDU. So that's good news for folks who are flying out this morning. Here we have our misery map where we are checking out all of the airports across the country. Wanted to specifically check out Charlotte. It looks like 0 delays, no cancellations there. And then Atlanta, 2 delays and 1 cancellation, because we know that that's commonly both airports will see folks from RDU coming for connecting flights. So hopefully you won't have anything to worry about, but just make sure that you get there early in case that line gets long.
Kelsey's keeping an eye on the skies, and we're keeping an eye on gas prices for those of you hitting the road. Here's a look at the latest numbers in North Carolina, according to AAA. In Raleigh, a gallon of gas is around $2.78. In Wilmington, it's about the same. And in Asheville, gas is about $2.73. Make sure that you download the WRAL News app to stay up to date on holiday travel news. You can find traffic and weather updates, plus those flight disruptions. The app is free to download.
Well, the holiday season also brings a spike in demand for food banks locally. This year created new challenges during that weeks-long government shutdown. Let's go ahead and bring in Allie Cabdabar. She is live at Interfaith Food Shuttle this morning. Allie, they are working to serve people who need it so desperately this time of year.
Yeah, food banks, it's a difficult time for all the food banks in our area. And this year, Interfaith Food Shuttle says that there's a fear of what could come in the new year of a potential government shutdown early next year. And so that's why they're seeing this extra increase in demand. We spoke with Ron Pringle. He is the CEO and president of the Interfaith Food Shuttle. He says many of their organizations have seen a steady increase of 30 to 50% during the last few months. He says the increase is expected during the holiday season, but also people are stocking up, fearing what will happen in the new year. A potential government shutdown looms in January, and that's when the temporary funding bill passed in November ends. Pringle also says there's uncertainty about the future of SNAP benefits. He's asking the community to remember this beyond the holidays.
We love the support that we receive this time of year because the need, of course, is always higher. We want them to remember that we're still going to need their support and to turn in the new year because we are still trying to prepare ourselves, for what lies ahead.
So how you can help: donations and volunteering at any of the local food banks in the Triangle. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Cabdabar, WRAL News.
Thanks, Allie. Now, time is running out to get your last-minute Christmas shopping done. Many stores, they'll have shortened hours today. Crabtree Valley Mall in Raleigh and streets at South Point and Durham will be open from 9 to 6. Cross Creek Mall in Fayetteville will be open from 9 to 5. Costco will be open from 10 to 5. Executive members, though, they can get in an hour early at 9. Target will be open from 7 to 8, and Walmart says most of its stores will be open from 6 to 6. Be sure to check WRAL.com for hours for all of the mall's major retailers and, of course, those restaurants this Christmas Eve.
A Duke nurse accused of sex crimes is facing new charges because another person accused him of assault. 3 people have come forward saying they were assaulted by Jamil Tugado. Court documents show 2 of the reported cases happened back in May, and another one reportedly happened on December 6th. Duke placed Tugado on leave the next day, and he was arrested last Friday. The North Carolina Board of Nursing now lists Tugado's license as suspended after his arrest. And new court documents show officials couldn't determine whether he was here in the United States legally. And so we have asked Duke specifically whether he was here on a visa, when he was hired, and if he is still an employee. Duke told us he was hired in July of 2023, but they didn't answer our question about his immigration status. Tugado is expected to be in court again on Monday. And this is actually the second local nurse this month to face these kinds of charges. You may recall Brian Alvarez Ortiz worked at UNC Rex. He is accused of sexually assaulting 3 patients while they were sedated. UNC Rex fired him when they learned of those accusations. UNC Health and Duke Health set up confidential hotlines for reports, and people can call 919-784-1800 for UNC Health, and for Duke Health, 919-385-3575. And both of these numbers are on our website, WRAL.com.
A Wendell woman is back home after spending more than a month at an ICE facility in Georgia. Take a look. This is video of her arrival at RDU. Border Patrol detained Fatima Velazquez Antonio while she was at work. That was over a month ago. She was released Monday night. We're told she was in the process of obtaining legal status at the time of her arrest. We've reached out to Homeland Security about this case, and we asked why she was initially detained and what went into the decision to release her. We haven't heard back at this time.
A state trooper in Delaware is dead after a shooting at a DMV facility, and authorities say that suspected shooter is dead too. Investigators say the suspect entered the office in Newcastle County yesterday, and that is when he shot the trooper who was working at the reception desk. Now, before he was shot a second time, he managed to get an employee out of harm's way. Authorities also say the state lost a hero just days before Christmas.
We lost a brother, a son, a best friend, a coach, a husband, and a father. Our trooper loved his community. He served with honor and integrity, and his life was cut short by senseless violence. His last actions were that of a hero who saved lives today while sacrificing his own.
The suspect was shot and killed by a county police officer responding to that scene, and several other people were treated for minor injuries.
A top North Carolina Republican is urging President Donald Trump not to pardon a wealthy GOP donor. State Insurance Commissioner Mike Causey publicly released a letter about this. He expressed, quote, deep concern Trump might pardon Greg Lindbergh. Lindbergh was once the biggest Republican political donor in the state. That was before he was charged with fraud, bribery, and other crimes. 2 months ago, he hired Trump's former bodyguard, now a lobbyist, to help him lobby for a pardon. Causey's letter warned Trump that pardoning Lindbergh would be, quote, signaling that wealth, influence, and persistence can outweigh accountability. Senator Tom Tillis says he's also against pardoning Greg Lindbergh. In a statement, he said, quote, I fully agree there should be no pardon given the troubling nature of this crime and all the evidence that supported the conviction. Trump has pardoned many convicted white-collar criminals. That includes former North Carolina Congressman and GOP leader Robin Hayes. He was convicted of lying to the FBI about his role in Lindbergh's bribery scheme.
Your time is 6:10 this morning. Mother in jail. A 9-year-old girl found dead after months of searching. How police say they believe her mother was involved.
AI-powered cameras. Raleigh is testing out how they're being used for traffic. We'll explain the difference they're already making.
Both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day forecast to be warmer than Halloween. Not often that happens, but we're tracking a pair of big drops in temperatures and how that affects your plans throughout the rest of 2025 coming up in just a bit.
And we didn't forget, here are your winning Mega Millions numbers: 15, 37, 38, 41, 64. The gold Mega Ball is 21.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
.614, Merry Christmas Eve. Looking very Christmas-y at Rocky Mount Mills, where temperatures are currently in the low 50s, 51. In Rocky Mount, Goldsboro, Clinton, Fayetteville, Southern Pines, you're at 49 degrees. Raleigh dipped down to 45. Very mild start to our Christmas Eve. And as we get toward midday, we're already in the 60s. High temperatures for most of the area today, making it into the low 70s. 72, the forecast high in the Triangle. The record is 77. We'll make it back to about 70 in the Triangle tomorrow afternoon after dealing with a few isolated morning showers. So the climb in temperatures is going to be a little bit slower than what it is today. And then temperatures drop off big time heading into Friday. It's not the only cold front we're tracking. I'll show you the second one that blows through and what that means ahead of New Year's Eve coming up.
Thanks, Chris. Now we're giving you a live look over I-87 at Smithfield. Looks like more and more people are starting to wake up and head out on the roads. But the good news is still aren't seeing any issues. So if you do need to head out, whether it's to grab some last minute items for tomorrow or if you are going to meet up with some family members, it should be smooth sailing, at least for now. Make sure that you stay up to date with our traffic updates and any delays and disruptions by listening to us on 101.5 HD3 on the radio.
Keep us tuned in all morning long. A California mother is in custody this morning because of suspicion of murder. Authorities found the body of her 9-year-old daughter in Utah. The daughter is Melody Buzzard, and she was reported missing more than 2 months ago. Authorities say it appeared that she died from gunshot wounds to her head. Her mother, Ashley, again, was arrested on suspicion of murder, and Melody's aunt says the family is just devastated right now.
A lot of heartache. Just absolute devastation amongst everybody. I mean, it's just unbelievable that a mother could do this.
Melody was first reported missing back in October, and that's because her school district noted she had been absent for a long time. The body of a 6th victim was pulled from the wreckage of a medical plane from Mexico, and that plane crashed into Galveston Bay in Texas. This was back on Monday. 8 people were aboard, and 2 people are now in the hospital, including a 2-year-old child. Investigators have not said, though, what caused that crash.
The Chatham The Chatham County Sheriff is thanking other sheriff's offices for their support after one of his deputies was shot. Sheriff Mike Robinson says that both the Orange and Harnett County Sheriff's offices have stepped in to help. Deputy Matthew Mitchell was shot last week while responding to a hostage situation. He is expected to recover. The suspected shooter, Kevin Hammer, died, but it's still not clear how. We've asked the sheriff's office for more information. The town of Garner has a new deputy police chief. Catherine Christian started her career at NC State's police department. She most recently served in Cary as a captain and the South District commander. Christian begins her new role January 12th.
Raleigh is testing new technology at some of its busiest intersections. The city is using AI to better understand traffic and safety in real time. Traffic cameras are being used along with advanced software to analyze how cars and people and bicyclists move through intersections. The goal is to make signaling even more efficient.
Cameras record video, and we're taking that video and trying to turn it into data, and that data can inform traffic engineers to better understand what's happening in our city. So we're using something called computer vision, which is about identifying objects within video and then turning that again into data so that we can provide analytics to allow folks to make better decisions.
City leaders say the pilot program does not record or store video or even collect personal information. For now, the technology is only being tested at a few intersections across Raleigh.
Now, areas up north, they're seeing a white Christmas. I mean, look at all of that snow. We're not even going to see a fraction of that.
We're not even going to see a flake. No,
not at all.
And even if like somebody had the technology to make the snow, right, it's going to be too warm for that. So there was actually one place in Maine that saw a foot. So this is Vermont. Maine's got a foot.
Yeah, very green Christmas.
A very green Christmas, and Destiny's definitely dressed for that. So let's get to your green Christmas with a live look at Lewisburg so far this morning, where it definitely looks Christmassy. It doesn't really feel like it as you step outside this morning. Temperatures ranging between about 45 and 50 degrees right now. They will until 7 a.m., low to mid 50s by 9 a.m., Hey, already cracking the 60-degree mark by 11 o'clock this morning, and there's nowhere to go but up. Southern Pines, Sanford, Raleigh, Durham, Goldsboro, Clinton, all at 72 degrees. Rocky Mount at 70 for a high temperature today. So if you're checking out some Christmas lights this evening, you don't need the puffy coat, anything like that. Your temperature is going to be in the low to mid 50s for much of the evening. Now we cool off into the 40s heading into first thing Christmas morning. Santa's not going to have any trouble flying into North Carolina this time around. However, if you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, especially north and east of the Triangle, you may run into some isolated showers, heavier pockets of rain toward Elizabeth City and Ahoskie. Toward the middle of the day, we'll see temperatures climbing, and then by the afternoon, especially if we see some breaks of sun, could hit 70 in Raleigh, 73 in Fayetteville, but you'll be cooler off toward the north and east. So if you do hit 70 degrees in Raleigh, that would make it the 5th warmest Christmas on record. The warmest was 75 degrees set back in 1955. A big drop in temperatures Friday. We're back in the 60s and 70s for the weekend. Then this cold front moves through, brings in some rain Sunday night, and temperatures drop off even more heading into early next week. So if the warm weather is your thing, 4 out of the next 5 days, you'll definitely approve of. But look at that, Saturday, 70 degrees. Then temperatures in the 20s. First thing Tuesday morning, it'll stay just about that cold heading into the new year.
For a Monday, get that off my screen. All right, thanks, Chris. All right, so right now we're looking at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard, and we're seeing more vehicles out there as people are heading out and about right now. Just keep in mind, though, if there are any potential problem spots that pop up in terms of like backups and delays because people are headed out, including to the airport, we will let you know. Just keep us tuned in during your morning commute, 101.5 HD3.
Holiday gift return. Some stores are offering extended policies, but it depends on where you shop. 5 on Your Side has what you need to know to avoid the headaches.
And returning to Biltmore, Hallmark is going back to one of North Carolina's most popular places. We'll talk about the timeline for the release of a new movie.
Now, if you see any breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather where you are, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/reported to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
The Hallmark Channel is headed back to the Biltmore to film a new movie. The new love story is about acquaintances and the Gilded Age who become more than that in present day. Back in 2023, A Biltmore Christmas was filmed there, and the new movie will be part of 2026 Countdown to Christmas. Production begins next month.
Big news for Santa's reindeer, Dancer and Prancer, and the whole crew. They've been granted permission to enter North Carolina. State veterinarian Mike Martin says they pose no health threat to our native deer. This ensures even Rudolph can fly Santa's sleigh into the state on Christmas Eve.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Taylor Swift, she's getting in the holiday spirit, and fans of Stranger Things, they're turning out in big numbers on Broadway.
All right, let's talk about it this morning and what's trending. So Taylor Swift is helping people in need this holiday season. She donated $1 million to Feeding America. That money will go toward helping the nonprofit's network of 200 food banks across the country. And on social media, the CEO said that donation was a powerful reminder of what is possible when we unite to end hunger. I will say, though, that Taylor Swift does donate to local food pantries at different places where her concerts happen.
Well, it's nice when you're not only a performer, but also somebody who gives back to the communities.
Philanthropic.
Yes, that's right. Now, fans of Stranger Things, they're turning out on Broadway during the TV show's final season. The Broadway production Stranger Things, The First Shadow, debuted in April, but just turned into its biggest week at the box office since opening. The show is a prequel to the Netflix hit show, and a new batch of episodes drops on Netflix tonight. The series finale debuts on New Year's Eve. Makes sense that people are flocking to Broadway, though, to see this production, given the hype around the Netflix show.
It's kind of popular.
Yeah.
Also popular, the Carolina Panthers. Quarterback J.C. Horn is going to the Pro Bowl for the second straight year. In fact, he leads the Panthers in interception this year with 5 of them. However, defensive lineman Derek Brown is not going to the Pro Bowl despite a great season. Brown leads the team in sacks this year after he missed nearly the entire season last year. Regardless, head coach Dave Canales says that Brown is one of the most feared defensive linemen in the league.
What I saw from Derek this year is dominant football play. A guy that stands for everything we believe in, and a guy that's disruptive, in every way, shape, and form. And, coming up with sacks this year, and certainly just against the run game and the way he's played, he definitely is recognized, regardless of what the accolades might be, by his teammates and by his peers, the people that he plays against.
Both Brown and Horn are going to be a big part of Carolina's push for the playoffs over the next 2 weeks. The Panthers host the Seahawks on Sunday at Bank of America Stadium.
Sounds like a good one. Hockey for the holidays is back. Watch the Carolina Hurricanes go head-to-head with the Detroit Red Wings for a post-holiday battle. You can catch that game right here on WRAL Saturday at 7 p.m. Wake County shooting. 3 people were seriously hurt near Raleigh. When investigators are still piecing together this morning.
And we're talking about last-minute travel as we give you a live look at RDU outside this morning. People are headed to their holiday destinations, and it's going to be a busy one at airports. A look at how flights are tracking here and across the country.
And weather-wise, nothing that should pose any major disruption, at least locally, for this Christmas Eve. We are tracking a quick-hitting chance of some rain showers Christmas Day. We'll show you when, where, and why you shouldn't go canceling plans coming up.
And we have breaking news. Sky 5 is flying over a fire in Durham this morning. Take a look at that scene. We'll tell you what we know in just a few minutes.